What's going on, hunters, and welcome back to another video right here on youtube.com/thegamenerds for Monster Hunter Rise. Today we're going to be sharing with you the 5 settings that you need to go and change in your Monster Hunter Rise game that's going to drastically help all of your hunts and your overall experience in the game. As always, guys, thank you guys for coming by for another helpful video. Make sure that you guys subscribe and join our community. It's completely free. When you hit subscribe, it doesn't cost any money. It's pretty crazy. And make sure you guys like the video because just be a cool person. Like it up. All right, let's go ahead and get into Monster Hunter Rise, and let's go ahead and check out the 5 settings that you need to go and change right now. Alright guys, so the first thing that I want you guys to do is obviously I want you guys to grab your controller, whether you're using Joy-Con playing on the actual Switch or a Pro controller. Go ahead and go all the way over to your options. Now the first thing that I want you guys to do off the bat, and this is the optional one, so there's 4 that you gotta go do, and this is the 5th optional one that you can do, but I'm gonna go ahead and hit this one right off the bat. This is completely your choice on how you want to play. My first suggestion, guys, is go to camera. And then when you guys are down in the camera, go down to camera style. Now, you're going to have 2 options here. The default is called target camera. This means when you click down the R button, you are able to hover over a monster. But here's the thing. It doesn't necessarily auto lock on to that monster. The camera can still move and groove kind of wherever it wants. But if you do like I did here and you change it to focus camera, this will actually put a reticle on the monster. Now, that might be a little bit annoying, but here's what it does. The camera will move and pan with the monster. So if you have a slow-moving weapon, like the longsword, or like I use as the charge blade, or maybe you use the switch axe, then this is going to be a perfect option to switch on for you. My biggest suggestion is give it a try and see if you like it. If you hate it, switch back to the normal camera, but this drastically helped all of my hunts, and I think it'll help you too. Now, the next thing that I want you guys to hit up, guys, is we're going to come over into controls. So the next thing that you got to go switch it right now is by default, auto sheath is automatically engaged. This means at any point in the fight, the game can deem you to put your weapon away. So imagine you're about to deal the final blow to your monster and you're like all going and then suddenly you're like, I'm going to put it away. That is exactly what you don't want to happen. So make sure you come over and you switch it to manual sheath. And this will allow you to be in control of when you put away or sheath your weapon. That's right, never slip up again and accidentally put it away. This will help you drastically during your monster hunts. Alright, the next thing that I want you guys to do, since we're still in the controls option, is scroll down and come down to radial menu settings. Now that we're in radial menu settings, go ahead and click that. And I want you guys to click over to type 2. Now, if you see the differences here, is type 1, when we click the R button, it'll select the item when we release it. But when we press it down, it'll allow you to select the item. This is going to drastically help your hunts. Try it out. I promise you, you are going to instantly come back and be like, oh my God, Dom, you're so right. Thank you so much. You helped my hunts. Alright, so that is 3 tips. That means we have 2 left. So the next thing I want you guys to do is go over to your game settings. When you guys click into game settings, I want you guys to hit this button right here, player silhouette, and let's read it together. Set whether the player's character silhouette can be seen when obscured by a monster. So let's say you're fighting a big ass Magnum Malo, right? And you're behind it because of the position that the monster changes. This means that you now have to dodge, roll, or guess where your player is at, and maybe you're engaged in a move and you can't exactly get out the way or know that you need to because you're about to get hit up. So if you go ahead and hit player silhouette, you have the options to display a player silhouette, whether you want it to be in white, black, red, whatever. You can pick the colors that you want to be in. Personally, I like white. I think that one is less obtrusive to your experience. So I suggest putting that on, and this will help you when fighting larger monsters that they're just going to hide where you are. Whether it's a big old Rathian, a Rathalos, a Magnum Malo, whatever it is, this is going to help you tremendously. Alright guys, so now we're on tip 5. This is the final one that's going to drastically help out your adventure, especially if you're playing with others. Go down to audio, and the first thing I want you guys to do is see this here. It's called player voice frequency. If you ever notice your hunter saying, hey buddy, hey buddy, hey buddy, I'm a master gatherer, I'm a master gatherer. Yeah, it can be a little bit annoying. At first it's really cute, but then after a while you're just like, yo, I just gathered some herbs. You don't need to scream out every time that you're a master gatherer. I get it. Well, then what you want to do is go ahead and go down player frequency. It's at 100% by default, and you can put it down to 0. You can completely turn it off so they'll never say it again. Personally, I like to rock at 50%. I like to hear it, but I don't want to hear it every single time. The next feature, and this kind of a bonus on top of it, is multiplayer voice settings. This does the exact same thing for people when you're playing. So, like me and my wife, we are going to play Monster Hunter Rise every single Friday right here on the channel, so make sure you guys come by a stream. We stream at 8:30 Pacific time. But when you do this, you want to click off, and this will allow you to no longer hear when other people do those same actions. So if she's over there collecting a herb and she's like, I'm a hunter, I'm a master hunter-gatherer or whatever, then I won't be able to hear that on my screen, which is tremendously helpful because if I'm hearing it for me, I don't want to hear it for her. So those are the 2 settings there. Guys, those are the 5 settings that you have to change right now in Monster Hunter Rise. They're going to drastically help your adventure. If it was useful, not only should you have already hit like, but you should have hit subscribe and join our community and come back for more Monster Hunter Rise content right here on youtube.com/thegamelosers. These videos over here are what YouTube says best for you, so click them up and queue them up and watch them now because that's what YouTube says and YouTube does not lie. And guys, we'll catch you on the next Monster Hunter Rise video. Peace.